What's good, everybody? It's your boy Everton. So today we're talking about Root Car Insurance 6 months later. That's right, I've actually been rocking with Root Car Insurance for about a little bit over 6 months now because of the fact that, well, I just renewed for an additional 6 months. I want to talk to you guys about exactly what happened during the sign-up process, what happened after that, and how my renewal has actually been changed, and I'll tell you guys exactly what my coverage is, etc., and explain all that to you. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, FYI guys, Root Car Insurance, they do offer referral codes. Mine is linked in the description. If you guys do want to take advantage of that, I didn't use someone's referral code when I signed up. You guys can get additional $25 if you guys get a quote. So save yourself some extra money. Use the link in the description. Get extra $25 off. So what is Root Car Insurance? Well, Root Car Insurance is a vehicle insurance provider. They operate in about 31 states and growing. And what they do is they operate through an app. So mostly what they do is they track how you drive, among the other criteria as far as where you live and age statistics, things like that, and other demographics. But mostly your quote will be based on how you drive, and that is based off of a test drive that you take with them. Now, the test drive for me, when I started out, it said that it would take about 2 to 3 weeks. And when I downloaded the app, you had to give it all these permissions to basically track, hey, physical location. They use different sensors in the phone to see if you're kind of texting on the phone and things like that. So yeah, you grant all those permissions and then you conduct the test drive. Now, the test drive for me started out at 2 to 3 weeks, but then I had enough information after I had driven for about a week and a half to basically issue myself a quote. My quote was significantly low. I believe I was paying about 27 or 25 bucks per month, but it was with an older car. It was a 2010 Honda Accord, and I basically had state minimum. So I was really happy with the coverage that they offered, but also the fact that the price was significantly cheaper than the company who I had been with before, which was Geico. So I actually really like that. Now, I will tell you that one of the questions that I wanted to address that Root actually addressed on another video that I made about was, does Android Auto or Apple CarPlay affect your driving score? Now, Root's official response is that it should not affect your driving score if you do use, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. I do use both of those services, and I still was able to renew. I still was able to renew my quote, so they still find me to be a safe driver, and I've been consistently using it every time I jump in the car. Now, the next thing I want to tell you guys about is basically adding a vehicle and removing a vehicle from your policy, which was significantly easy. I'm not gonna lie. Once I attempted to, I swapped out my car, like I said. I had a 2010 Accord at the time, and I wanted to upgrade to a newer car, so I did, and I had a newer Accord. It's as simple as deleting the car, and once you have your policy, right? So you typically have it in 6 months. You can pay monthly, or you can pay it in a 6-month period in which you can pay for it in bulk or all at once, and they'll give you a little bit more of a discount if you do that. So I did do that. To remove the vehicle, they give you a prorated credit of the amount that you hadn't paid yet, or that you hadn't been covered for yet. Now, I did also add an additional vehicle, like a minivan, to the coverage as well, and it did the same thing. It did not create another 6-month period. It basically had both vehicles under the original 6-month coverage. Now, I'm not sure if you leave the company altogether and come back, if it will start a brand new coverage, but I swapped mine out basically around the same day, where I had new coverage, and I took off the old coverage the same day. But before I get off the test drive, so the test drive, what they're looking for is consistency within how you drive. It's not necessarily how fast you drive or how slow you drive, but if you're on a certain street every day around 3 p.m. and you drive 30 miles per hour for an entire week, and the next week you're driving 55 miles an hour on that same exact street, it's showing inconsistencies, right? So what you want to do is make sure that you maintain a routine as much as possible and drive consistently. They do take into consideration how fast you're braking, if you're being distracted while you're driving, if you're texting and things like that. So pay attention and make sure that you're not really being on your phone as much if your goal is to get a quote. But yeah, definitely go ahead and make sure you maintain a consistent driving schedule, that you are driving with good visibility hours. If you're driving around a lot, or 2 a.m., 3 a.m., even though there's less cars on the road, there's not great visibility. So and they just want you to be an overall safe driver. I'm not gonna lie, I did have a dip in my score because I had to swerve out the way of another car one time when a car like braked really hard in front of me. And the very next day, my score dropped. All right, I'm still able to get a quote, so you don't have to be perfect. I'm not a perfect driver, but definitely, you know, I did try to drive pretty consistently, and it eventually worked out. Now, after I did get my quote, which I told you guys was about $27 to $25, I thought that they would stop tracking me, right? But I did notice that every time I got into the car, the app gives you a notification that, hey, we're collecting data on you, et cetera, et cetera. And then Root did come out and officially state that, hey, in order to give consistent service, we continue to track how you guys drive, which I kind of already knew, but you know, I thought they would maybe like do another 2 weeks test drive before I had to renew or something like that. But no, they just keep an eye on you the entire time. They collect data on how you drive the entire time that, you know, you have the Root app installed and active on your phone. Now, Root is very, very big on keeping that app and making most of the functionality from that app be very app-based, right? So you remove vehicles from your policy through the app. You do a lot of things through the app. You report damage and do claims through the app. So most of it, they do encourage you a lot to stay on that app. Now, after I did get my renewal plan, now I had swapped out my car on my original vehicle, so my premium did go up. I believe for about 6 months, it was about $1,510, but I do have 2 newer vehicles. So that went from about, you know, it was a significant jump, but I don't think if you have the exact same car that you would have the exact same jump. I did up a lot of my coverage. One thing that I didn't have was rental reimbursement on my old policy. This rental reimbursement comes with Root's car insurance policy, so that was something that I was excited about. But overall, the process was very, very simple. So will I use Root car insurance going forward? Definitely. I like the fact that they only insure like good drivers, which means that, hey, the cost of like the risk is actually lower because they have a smaller risk pool, right? If they don't have to cover most bad drivers, which causes your risk to go up, it's kind of like how they say, hey, you know, the price of like items in stores are boosted up because they expect people to steal or, you know, whatever. Well, if you only have good drivers on your service, well, then if you're a good driver as well, and you're shown to be responsible, consistent, and you know, drive just a good driver, then you know the risk pool should be less, and then you should always get a better quote. So, hey guys, I did renew with Root car insurance. I absolutely love it. I'm going to continue to use them going forward in the future. I think I'm a pretty safe driver, and I want to be able to not have to basically be in a risk pool where I have to pay more money to cover the riskier drivers. So I mean, at the end of the day, I'm loving it. Once again, guys, my link is in the description. If you guys want to use my referral code, you'll definitely get $25 if you guys get a quote. Also, a little bit of a bonus is that they do have little challenges and things like that. So while you're actually using the app, I've actually gotten like $20 before I even got a quote because they give you little points which you can cash out, donate to a charity or things like that. So I earned like $20 off of it. But other than that, guys, I mean, it's been really great. I've enjoyed using it, and yeah, I'll continue to use them. But if you guys have any questions, leave them in the comment. Root Car Insurance, the company, is typically pretty good about you know, jumping in here and jumping into the comment section with you guys. If I can answer it, I will, but I'll also let, you know, Root come in here and clarify some things for you guys as well. So anyway, guys, until next time, I'm Everton, and I do videos Everton's way. Peace.